But her mother, Regina Ventura, got on the witness stand today and was talking about how her daughter asked her for money for help because Diddy was threatening to expose her with these sex tapes of a freak off.
Did Diddy really threaten Cassie's mother over her ties to another rapper? Explosive new testimony uncovers a $20,000 0-cents ultimatum and disturbing video threats that cornered Regina Ventura into an unthinkable choice. What would make a mother risk losing her home just to shield her daughter? This jaw-dropping story will leave you speechless. Watch today's breakdown.
Today's cross-examination centered on Ventura's claim that Combs assaulted her in 2018 after their relationship ended, an allegation he denies. The defense highlighted text messages sent the next day, including one with a heart emoji from Ventura. They also worked to challenge the timeline of her account.
That is not the gotcha moment that defense attorneys think it is. I mean, at the end of the day, witnesses are not great on specific dates, particularly when they go back years ago.
The defense highlighted a 2012 text from Ventura to Combs. "I don't want to freak off for the last time. I want it to be the first time for the rest of our lives." At times, they struggled to keep momentum, facing frequent objections and pausing often to confer. Combs was actively involved, passing notes to his lawyers. In a powerful moment, Ventura said, "Despite it all, I don't hate him. I have love for the past and what it was."
We also saw musician Dawn Richard take the stand. She said that she witnessed Combs be violent with Ventura over the course of their relationship. I just want to remind everyone that Combs denies all of the allegations against him. Back to you.
Did Diddy cross a line that no one could have imagined? In 2011, Cassie Ventura found herself at the center of a storm as whispers of her budding relationship with rapper Kid Cudi started to circulate. This seemingly innocent romance would prove to be a catalyst for a darker turn, unleashing a torrent of jealousy and control from someone she once trusted, Diddy. At the time, Cassie was not only an artist but also a rising star, closely tied to Diddy both personally and professionally. Her relationship with Cudi represented a potential threat to the dynamic they had established, and Diddy would not remain silent. Allegations strongly suggest that once he learned of Cassie's romance, he resorted to sinister tactics, wielding power that came with both fame and fear. According to Regina Ventura, Cassie's mother, Diddy didn't just express his displeasure through words. He escalated to making terrifying threats directed not only at Cassie but also at her family. He allegedly claimed to possess explicit videos of Cassie that could ruin her reputation and compromise her budding career. Imagine living in constant fear of public humiliation, the shame, the scandal, the potential loss of everything Cassie had worked hard to build. Regina later testified that Diddy made a chilling demand, $20,000, 0 cents, to keep those videos hidden. The implications of such a demand were staggering. This was not merely a threat against Cassie's image, it was a direct attack that struck at the very heart of the family, intentionally instilling fear and insecurity. For any mother, this would be unimaginable. A harrowing scenario where the safety and future of a beloved child were at risk. Faced with such daunting pressure, the emotional burden on Regina was immense. She was thrust into a nightmare, forced to weigh her options under dire circumstances. Powerful, wealthy, and influential, Diddy represented a force that few dared to confront or challenge. Yet Regina's maternal instincts kicked in, compelling her to protect Cassie at all costs. Determined to shield her daughter from potential tragedy and humiliation, Regina took the drastic step of obtaining a home equity loan. This was not merely a financial decision, it was a leap into uncertainty. She was putting her own home on the line, gambling their financial security for the sake of Cassie's safety. The weight of this choice must have been crushing, filled with fear, anger, and a fierce determination to act. Imagine sitting in a bank, pen poised over loan documents that signaled a desperate act of sacrifice. Regina likely felt a whirlwind of emotions, fear for her daughter, mixed with resentment toward the man who forced her into this predicament. She signed those papers knowing that she was risking everything, not because of a poor financial choice, but because someone had left her with no alternative. As the days passed after sending the money, the relief of a potential threat dissipated as quickly as it had come. Diddy, realizing the magnitude of his actions, returned the funds, but the emotional scars would remain. The ordeal left both Cassie and her mother grappling with feelings of vulnerability and betrayal. This was not just a financial transaction. It was an act of emotional warfare. The stakes were incredibly high for both Cassie and Regina. Cassie was not just an artist, but also a young woman navigating a tumultuous industry, the music world, infamous for its unforgiving nature, particularly toward women. How could she reconcile her professional aspirations with the looming threat of her past being weaponized against her? For Regina, stepping forward to testify required immense courage. It was an act of defiance against the very system that had sought to control and silence them. Regina's willingness to expose the truth places a spotlight on the pervasive issues of power dynamics in the entertainment industry, raising critical questions about the treatment of women and the manipulation faced by those in vulnerable positions. This story isn't just about Diddy. It's part of a larger narrative about the exploitation and abuse of power that too often go unchecked. Other women in Diddy's life, like Kim Porter and Misa Hilton Brim, have hinted at similar patterns of control, leaving us to ponder how widespread these behaviors might be. As more details emerge, one wonders how many other stories remain buried, hidden beneath layers of intimidation and fear. Will Regina's testimony embolden others to share their experiences? As we reflect on this case, it's essential to consider what it means for the future. In a society increasingly focused on accountability, especially in the wake of the Me Too movement, could this be a catalyst for change? Will the entertainment industry take a long, hard look at itself? Or will the powerful continue to manipulate and intimidate without consequence? As this story continues to ripple outward, it forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about the systems that protect the powerful and silence the innocent. Each story of pain and suffering adds to a larger narrative, illuminating the sacrifices made by those fighting back against a culture of fear. Regina Ventura's journey shows us the heavy cost of silence and the lengths a mother will go to protect her child. We must ask ourselves, what will it take for more voices to be heard? When will the music industry confront its demons and ensure that every artist, regardless of their status, can pursue their dreams, free from the shadows of intimidation? The narrative is unfolding, and the world is watching. Regina's bravery may be just the beginning of a larger reckoning, shining a light not only on Diddy's actions, but potentially on an industry that has allowed such abuses to continue for too long. As more stories emerge, we must listen, reflect, and advocate for change, ensuring that no one else has to endure what Cassie and Regina faced. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay informed about the latest stories and insights, be sure to hit that subscribe button below. Don't forget to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon so you'll never miss an update. Join our growing community and be part of the conversation around these important topics. Your support makes a difference, and I appreciate every one of you. Let's dive deeper together. Leave a comment with your thoughts on this story, and let's start a discussion. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.